This is Sanja.
Yo, check it out. It's my girl Sanja.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, what up, Sanja?
How are you? It's your girl Sanja Denise hanging out. How you doing? We've got another episode of Random-ish with Sanja. What's up? So basically, yeah, exactly as it sounds. Random topics. Sometimes I have guests on, do interviews, and a lot of times talking to myself because I love hearing my voice. Narcissism much? Listen, self-love is very, very important, you know? Because without the self-love, you can't love on anybody else. And today's random topic, it's a new definition. And listen, if you actually knew me for real, you would know that I feel like I might have, there's a lot of us, we started this ish right here. A new defining term for relationship, non-relationship. Have you heard of this? The situationship. Yes, my friend. I personally am a big fan of situationships, right? Because I think it's the perfect layover before you actually, before you like settle down, find your one or whatnot, because you don't always want to be out like, it's like you go out, you start dating, you're having a little fun, maybe you might have a, little somebody that you're like, oh, this is kind of cool. I kind of like you, but I don't see forever with you. I mean, I don't even see myself 2 years with you, but you know what I'm saying? I kind of like you. We're having a good time, and I want to hang out. I don't necessarily want you to actually, I don't even think it goes that far because I think it's more of if you're in a true situationship, you don't give a fuck what they doing because you're doing you anyway. You know what I mean? That's, in my opinion, true situationship. You don't care what they do around you because it's just a situationship. It's just y'all got a situation going on and it's mutually beneficial to the two parties who are in it. But there might be other parties who might not, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, may or may not. I personally like to feel myself as a real good situationship because mofos know what it is. You know what I mean? Like it's the best way to be free, right? So this is a topic that has got so much conversation that it's now actually been given a definition, guys. Hey. And I saw one of my favorite little TV gossip shows. Actually, it's not even gossip because they don't really gossip, but more kiki. You know what I mean? The tea, And they were talking about situationships. And so some people on Twitter were kind of saying that situationships are what girls get caught in when they don't realize that they're dealing with the fuckboy. And I was like, how about situationships are what girls deal with because they know that the world is full of fuckboys? Or maybe she's a fuck girl? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, here's especially I feel like when you get a little bit, older, even though this might be a millennial or Generation Z, whatever the heck they're calling you guys, type of a thing. I think this has been going on for a while. I do think that, yes, women are more susceptible, can I get that out, to being in a situationship and not knowing that they're in a situationship. Girl, one time I was talking to this girl and, we were just having a girl conversation. We were working out. And so she was talking about men and she was telling me about how she was just kind of like, so fed up with like guys who don't seem to understand that after the third date, you're now her man. And I was like, wait, what? And she was like, girl, yes. I make them food on the first date, and I was like, oh, okay. And then the second date they get it in, I was like, oh, okay. If they see each other again, she's now going to be making dinner and getting it in. And now you guys are in a solidified relationship. I done gave my all to these men is what she was telling me. And I was like, girl, you crazy. But okay. I got to tell you, that has left me confused because I was like, is this how girls are supposed to act? Like, are you really supposed to be like falling all over somebody that you meet like that? I mean, is that what we're supposed to do? Am I not understanding how to love? Am I like Sheldon on Big Bang Theory? Do I have like issues? Like, and I know I don't. I know that there's a lot. Girl, slow it down. Okay. I think you need to go get yourself into a nice, healthy situationship. Because see, ladies, I think we need to embrace this. Why? Because situationships help you define you and find out what you really like. You feel me? Because a lot of times, I'm thinking back on relationships that I've had. Some of them have been, the traditional girl meets boy, boy asks for girl's phone number, boy asks for a couple of dates, wooing sessions happen, things make sense, we're in a relationship till it's not good anymore, right? Those have been great. But I've also had those relationships where boy meets girl, boy asks for girl's phone number, boy says, hey, let's hang out, girl says, okay, and they go up either at his said house or her said house. We Netflixing and chill. Netflix just started, but it used to be, that you would watch TV, that they would bring a bottle and we gonna bring a bottle and we gonna watch a movie with it. And it's like, really? That's not going out. And then in that said type, boy then is like over all the time. And girl says, wait a second. Did I just get like hit over the head and dragged to the cave? Cause you seem to be here a lot. And he says, cause you mine now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you're like, wait a minute. I thought we was just dating. No, now you're in a full blown relationship. And I do feel like that there's girls who are like said number 2 too. They flip it, cause that's who I'm talking about. That girl, she was that type of guy, but I've had those 2 different types of relationships where, the nice whole shebang, you know what I mean? Take time, I choose you, you choose me type thing. Or it's that I don't know, you was fine and we got it in on that first night. And then now all of a sudden we're together every day, I don't think either way is right or wrong, because obviously a chick is not married. So, but that is by choice. Let's just reiterate that. But I do think that with the situationship, see, I've learned to get more comfortable with like when a guy says, who you doing? And I'm like, yeah, I got like 3 guys that I'm talking to, and it was hilarious because my really good guy friend, like we were talking the other day. And so, and I'm just, I'm like, let's just keep it real. And he's like, why do you need 3? And I'm like, because, and then he was like, oh, it's because you like really, you must really just like to get it in. And I'm like, I do, but that's not the reason why. It's more like because it doesn't seem to be that you can get all from one dude. Like you got to get this from him, this from him. And I'm not into getting money from guys. I like to pay and be independent, do my own motherfucking thing, because I learned when you let him pay for everything, if it's not the right kind of dude, then he thinks that because he's paying for shit that he could just act like however he wants. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no. You're supposed to be paying for because the world still, for some damn reason, pays you more because they expect or they suggest that you're supposed to be taking care of your family and you need a little bit more money. Recognize, hello, society. Yeah, we off track, but we right on track. Hello, and recognize, society, that there are plenty of females holding it down and we need to be getting paid a whole lot more so that we can afford to fucking live. All right. Anyway. So for me, the way that I break it down is, right, you know what I'm saying? You got to have like that, the whole like throwdown, like it's just nothing but the throwdown. You know what I'm saying? We don't talk, we don't conversate, just the throwdown. You know what I mean? Then you got the one that you're like friends with, like you can actually have intellectual conversation with, like we can talk, we can vibe. It's cool. I call it like the little boyfriend experience. That's the one that you vibe with the most, but they just things about them, you're like, it could not last long term and I would effing kill you. You know what I'm saying? Type ish, right? And then you have the person that you like, how do I say? That it's like there's possibility. You know what I mean? Like there's the one that you think it's possible, but you're just not sure. So I think that it's always good to have, the situationship clause. So then that way you can keep your eyes open, because I could have sworn the way that this was supposed to work so that you know that you're actually getting the right person is that you're supposed to date and then choose, I thought. Because I the other day I was listening to this other show talking about deal breakers and stuff. And they're like, oh, smoking and da-da-da-da. And I'm just kind of like, wait a minute. Is that even how love works? Because if you're actually going with love instead of some crazy list that you think you need, then a person might do things that you don't agree with. And I'm pretty sure for most people who are in relationships, the person that they're actually with, if they're in a lengthy relationship, I'm sure that, of course, there's a lot of things or a lot of aspects in that person that you really do adore. But I'm pretty damn sure that there's things that they do that just totally, you're like, if I'd have known that before, you know what I'm saying? But of course, you really don't mean it because, dude, you're not supposed to be in control of somebody. Like being in a relationship, that's not your freaking pet. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm just going to not get with you because you smoke cigarettes. But yet you don't even know that person could have like totally changed your life and help you be more happy and stop being such a judgmental bitch. I'm just saying. Yes, there are things that we are supposed to want. You're not supposed to just, but me and my little eccentric energy self. So I kind of truly do think that, the universe kind of knows what you want. And I don't think that if you're really listening and you're really in tune and you're really just out having fun, I really don't think you're going to go too much in the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like personally, like I've been getting closer and closer, right? You know what I mean? So like we started off 50%, then we got to 55, 60, 65, 66, 67, 70, 78. It goes up and down, you know what I mean? But I do think that we should embrace this situationships. Marriages are also down. I think that's sad. I think that, but I will say this, hold up. If marriages are down because people are actually waiting till they fall in love to get married instead of feeling like some need to be married or feeling like you're like an outcast if you're not married, then that's actually dope AF because marriage is awesome. And I think that anybody is blessed to find somebody that they can walk this life with. I think that is a beautiful, beautiful thing. But I also do think, my personal opinion, that it's putting a lot of pressure onto people to say, we're going to be in this thing forever and ever and ever, no matter what. Because if it's not two people who have the same ability to grow and adapt and expand, and say one person likes to grow and adapt and the other person's like, everything must stay the same. Well, there's going to be some issues with that. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, right? Like, that's not going to stay together forever. Come on, you know what I mean? So I do think that we need to be more careful. And ladies, I think we do need to embrace situationships so that you can make sure that you are actually finding your king. All right. So here's a definition of a situationship, right? Because it's actually, yeah. So a situationship is essentially a relationship that hasn't been defined. So anything precedes the define the relationship conversation, but follows the initial first few dates. And 9 signs. And this is for women's health that I'm getting this. 9 signs that you're in a situationship and how to get the fuck out of it. Hold up. See, this is what I'm saying. Why aren't we embracing these things? All right. So it's a non-committal relationship and it seems to be super common right now. So it went from booty call to friends with benefits. And now it's the situationship. It's anything that happens before you actually define it. The 3-day rule, it's hard to commit to a person in the bathroom because you can, yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of people who are, there's a lot of, possibilities out there these days, right? Okay. So signs that you're definitely in a situationship. You only make short-term or last-minute plans. Oh my gosh. So it's saying that people in relationship makes plans weeks, months, or sometimes years in advance. I'm like, wow. Okay. There's no consistency. They always seem to have the same vague excuse. Work was really busy. I need to hit the gym. I'm traveling. Sound familiar? Those are all things that I've said. You mostly small and dirty talk. Here's the thing is with my situationships, we actually get very deep. You know what I mean? I prefer a deep situationship where we're kind of deep with it, but you know what I mean? But not. You don't talk about the future. That's true. That's true. It's the true situationship. You're really, really about the here and now. You're not really so much talking about the future. But ladies, just to let you know, though, you always have to pay attention to the guy and guys, pay attention to the girl, because sometimes people will talk about the future, but they actually don't mean it. And they're just talking about it because it sounds good and feels good in the moment. So I think, what is that? What was that book? He's just not into you. So that's the Mr. Future, Mr. or Mrs. Future, the one who makes plans or talks about you guys like you're in the future, like you're going to be in the future, but they know damn good and well that they're going to be not talking to you like next week. Yeah. They tell you that they don't want to get serious. Hello. Number 7, they show you that they don't want to get serious. Honey, I can show you better than I can tell you. We got one thing for sitting in here. All right. Listen, I don't even remember which one it was. I'm not open to love, but I remember watching I think it might have been the character of Barney on How I Met Your Mother. And he was like, this is a bachelor pad. I have one towel. I have one pillow. Bead. That is exactly how I am. I got one. I don't have just one chair, but I'm like, I got one big old comfy chair. You know what I'm saying? There'd be one towel hanging up. I'd be like, I keep everything hidden. You know what I'm saying? It's very obvious. I'm not trying to make this an open place for anybody to be joining me. I'm just saying. I'm enjoying my situationship. As they say, once you hit into 40s, that's when everything gets like gravy, right? They ain't lying, girl. They ain't lying. Number 9, you're getting bored. Again, I think that's weird when we start thinking that just because you get with somebody, now it needs to go to the next level and it needs to, keep it moving. Sweetie, just go with the flow. So I'm going to disagree with with number 9 because, I think that sometimes people, try to rush things just because, whatever. All right. So it says if you've realized that you're in a situationship, it says, here's the thing. This is not okay. If you're cool with what you have and you really want to keep it that way, first ask yourself, am I really? In some ways, you might be okay with the casual situation, but you might also be thinking, if this is what they need, that's fine. I can accommodate that. Bitch, better make sure that you taking care of your own needs. And of course, I'm sure that that's exactly what they do go into it. But I'm just saying, seriously, women, start embracing the situationship. Honey, you need to find yourself. And listen, I'm sure that a lot of you, if you haven't had kids at a young age, you feel like, I already do know myself, Sandra. Well, I'm sure that you do, honey, but just take your time and make sure that you find someone that you're in love with and not somebody who just fits on your paper. So I think situationships. Did you hear that? We're making a ruling on this. Wait, where's my gavel? Hang on a second. Okay, we're making a ruling. Situationships, women, are something that we need to embrace so that you can find your Prince freaking Harry.
This is Sanja.
Yo, check it out. It's my girl Sanja.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, what up, Sanja?
Listen, I wanted to tell you about my book that I wrote, Manifest Beauty. A book based on my life about manifesting. I really used to think I was a witch. I used to think I was crazy. Then I grew up, kept on researching, found out it's the law of attraction. Well, there seems to be like a real life law of attraction thing, and then there's like this theory of just ask, believe, and receive, and you get everything you want. And I noticed it doesn't exactly work like that, but it kind of does. So I just wanted to share with you. It's available on Amazon, Walmart.com, and some other places where books are sold. Check it out. It's called Manifest Beauty. Super simple to read, super quick to read. Includes some exercises on there to show you how your thoughts are really turning into things and how that's actually happening in real life and not just in theory. It's Manifest Beauty, available on Amazon.